And on this Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 edition of Newsmakers, Southern Baptist delegates at their national meeting in Dallas overwhelmingly called for the, quote, overturning of laws and court rulings, including Obergefell versus Hodges, that defy God's design for marriage and family. Further, the resolution affirmatively calls for laws that affirm marriage between one man and one woman. They also call for legislators to curtail sports betting and to support policies that promote childbearing. The votes came at the gathering of more than 10,000 representatives at their annual meeting of the nation's largest Protestant denomination. A proposed resolution says legislators have a duty to pass laws that reflect the truth of creation and natural law about marriage, sex, human life, and family, and to oppose laws contradicting, quote, what God has made plain through nature and Scripture. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte is criticizing the Montana Supreme Court after the High Court ruled 3 abortion laws unconstitutional. Gianforte called the decision an attack on common sense measures to protect the life, health, and welfare of mothers and their babies. He accused the justices of being activist, adding they aren't interpreting the law and instead overreaching. The 3 laws struck down by the High Court, including banning abortions after 20 weeks of pregnancy in most cases. The laws had been on hold since 2021 after legal challenges. A bill aiming to keep abortion-inducing drugs from entering Louisiana is awaiting Governor Jeff Landry's signature. The State House of Representatives granted its final approval of the bill yesterday. The legislation prohibits out-of-state providers from dispensing abortion drugs to Louisiana residents either online or in person. Testifying in support of the bill last month, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill said these are not doctors providing health care, they are drug dealers. A new report from the Cultural Research Center at Arizona Christian University, led by Dr. George Barna, reveals what he calls a fragmented American spiritual landscape. The report says the national average of adults with a biblical worldview is just 4%. Alabama leads with 12.6% of its adults classified as integrated disciples, that is, possessing a biblical worldview. Rhode Island ranks lowest with less than 0.25% of adults qualifying. 8 of the top 10 states are in the South, along with Montana and Idaho in the mountain region. 7 of the bottom 10 are in the Northeast, with New Mexico, Louisiana, and Nebraska as outliers. Several key findings stand out. Among them, western states slightly outperform the Midwest at 4.7% to 4.3%, despite the Midwest conservative reputation suggesting shifts in values over the past 3 decades. Colorado, Hawaii, and Washington at 5.2%, exceed the national average, unexpected given their Democratic-leaning politics. California's national lead in total integrated disciples at nearly 1.5 million is notable, despite its liberal policies and Christianity-hostile environment, indicating resilience among believers. Meanwhile, Texas is lower than expected. Biblical worldview incidence raises questions about the future of biblical Christianity in America, particularly in regions long considered strongholds of faith. The state's massive population shifts have reshaped its spiritual landscape, especially in fast-growing areas like Austin and Houston. Barna says these trends, coupled with a rising proportion of young adults skeptical of Christianity, may signal broader challenges for the South and Midwest. Even in leading states, Barna sees cause for concern, saying in absolute terms, every state in the union is failing miserably at developing the biblical worldview among its residents. And that's Newsmakers for this Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 edition. I'm Keith Black.